Waxahachie ISD is a growing school district that embraces innovative curriculum and teaching methods while still honoring our traditions of excellence. Our academic programs and exceptional teachers and staff allow every student to excel on every campus, every day. Waxahachie ISD's fine arts, athletic, career and technical education, and other extracurricular programs are respected throughout the state for their long histories of success. We are proud to be a vital part of the city of Waxahachie as we work hard each day to educate the next generation of our city's leaders. We are Hatchie forever. Roll Tide.
Hello, welcome back to Becky's Kitchen. You know, Halloween is coming up, and I always try to make little goodie bags or something for special little trick-or-treaters. And I'll admit it, I am the snack mix queen. I have a lot of recipes. I like to make it in the Valentine's when the Cheerios come out in little hearts. And so I have a lot of recipes, and basically they're pretty much the same. They have brown sugar, butter, corn syrup, if you're doing the sweet kind, and cereals or something to put in. This one has the same ingredients as far as the syrup part goes, but a little bit different. And it's going to be really neat for Halloween. So I'm going to put all the dry stuff in this. This is a disposable pan, but it cleans up really well, and so I just keep using it, and it gets it all in one bunch. And this one has bugles, popped corn, cheese crackers, which I've never seen one with that, and I thought, I don't know about that, but it's orange for Halloween, so we did it, and pretzels. And so that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to just mix them in. I really thought, how can you do bugles, because they're kind of fragile, and I was afraid they'd get all broken when you have to stir it, but they did not. And they're actually my favorite part of this. So it's six cups of bugles. This is a 4-cup container. And, you know, it doesn't have to be too precise, but if you put too many dry ingredients in there, you're not going to be able to cover it all with that delicious caramel syrup. So 6 cups of bugles, 4 cups of popcorn. You could pop it yourself, but I found these and I thought, this is good. What I did is I did not add the salt that the recipe called for, because this popcorn has salt on it. So 4 cups of popcorn. And these cheese crackers. I do think they added what they needed. They add that color, and actually cheese crackers with caramel is really good. Okay, how many do we need of these? We need 4 cups. And 2 cups of pretzels. Almost every snack mix I've ever done has pretzels. And it has salt too, so I just didn't think I needed to add any more salt. Okay, now gently get this all mixed up. I mean, this by itself isn't a bad mix, but wait till you get the caramel on there, you won't believe it. Okay, so now I'm going to preheat the oven to 250. It's not time to put this in there yet, but let it preheat, because it's going to cook real slow for an hour. So that's ready. Now we have to make the good stuff that goes on top of it, and that is this caramel sauce. So let's go over to the stove. Pack that sugar in there good. And 3/4 a cup of corn syrup. Now this has to cook until it starts to boil. Let's mix it up. Now I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of butter. Don't stimp on the butter. You don't want to use oleo. You want to use the real stuff. And I use salted butter. So there again, that's why I didn't add any extra salt. So when the butter melts, then we start looking for it to boil, and that's the little bubbles along the edges tell me that it's about to boil. And this says to stir it while it boils for 5 to 7 minutes. Never have I had a recipe that said to cook the syrup that long, because this is actually making caramel. If you put it on too hot, it will burn, so we have to be careful about that. Sugar is kind of a tricky thing. I do know when they tell you a time, if you're working with cooking sugar, you need to stick with what they say, because it either gets not done enough or it gets to where it turns like a hard candy, and you don't want that. Okay, the butter and everything is all blended, so now we're just waiting for it to come to a boil, and then we'll cook it for 5 minutes after it comes to a boil. And then I'm going to put in 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, and this is the neatest thing, and I don't exactly know what happens, but you'll see. So this is 1½ and all of a sudden this is going to start growing and getting puffier and wider. Can you see that? And it's almost like I don't know, a blob, because you'll see when I pour it over there, it all comes out at once and like a big blob. Okay, so now it's time to pour it over the dry ingredients. So I use a spatula instead of a spoon, a little bit. Try to get it all, and it's hot when it touches your finger like it just did mine. Get that sauce or that caramel to all parts of the pan. And what we're going to do is you're going to put it in a 250-degree oven for 1 hour. But you're going to stir it every 15 minutes, and that is to make sure that all the parts get into that hot caramel. Okay, that's a good start. I see some that aren't covered with the caramel, but that's all right. They will be within the hour. Everybody will have a chance to be drenched in caramel. Okay, in the oven for 1 hour, stirring every 15 minutes. At 250. While the mix is cooking slowly for 1 hour, I am making some little bugle eyeballs, I guess. I pulled these out of a mix, another batch I made, because they have a little bit of that sauce on them, but you could actually just use plain bugles. And it said melt white chocolate and all, and I said, no, you can buy this white cookie icing, and all you need is a little dot, you know, so I just thought that would be the easiest way to go. These are candy eyeballs, and so you just put a little dot of the frosting onto the bugle, and an eyeball. As simple as that. And when we get the mix done, we'll spread it out, and we'll lay these kind of on the top part because they might get crushed. If you don't want to do it for Halloween, then leave out the eyeballs, because it looks pretty just for any time of the year, really. But these are cute. And your kids would like to do this too. We're also going to be putting in some Reese's Pieces. and some, you can put candy corn or that autumn mix. I picked the autumn mix because it has those cute little pumpkins. And I found something really neat. These are Frankenstein monster hands. And I'm just going to put on the top of them. So this would be like if you have, maybe something before Halloween. People over, like we do, hot dogs and everything. And you could just have a big bowl of this out. Or you can put it in the little snack bags for special treats for your special trick-or-treaters. So now we're ready to get the mix out. And of course, you have to wait till it cools down before you can put this in. But it doesn't take long to cool down. And when you get it out of the oven, lay some wax paper on the surface, and I sprayed it with a little bit of Pam, and then dump the whole pan out onto the wax paper, and take 2 forks and spread it apart so that it's not all clumped together, because when it cools, if it's clumped together, it's going to stay clumped together, or you're going to break it apart to try to get it apart. So pull it out and just leave it out, and it cools pretty fast. And after it's cool, then you can put it in the snack bags or the bowl or however you want to do it. So ours is cool, and we're ready to add the good stuff to it. The snack mix is cool. I put it in my little pumpkin dish. We can put it in just a big bowl. And now you're just going to add the add-ins. This is the autumn mix, which does have candy corn in it, but also has those cute pumpkins. And I just kind of, just for looks, I just kind of leave it on the top. And then these Reese's Pieces are the perfect colors, and they taste good too. So add some of those. And now, some little monster hands. These are edible. I actually saw some gummy teeth, vampire teeth, and I thought about getting those, but I just didn't know if that gummy would go with this. And then, of course, got your little eyeballs. And you're ready for the big night, trick-or-treaters. Rain or shine, right? On my street, we have thousands of them, thousands. So I could not make enough snack mix to give out to my trick-or-treaters, but there's a few that, like grandchildren, neighbors, and things like that, that I make special little bags for. And this is what they're getting this year. So I have it in a bowl, and I've got these cute cups, and you could, serve it like that. People could dip some in the glass, the little cups. Or, if you want to give it out for your special trick-or-treaters, you can put it in a baggie. Either way, I'm telling you, it's addictive. If you start eating it, you can't stop. And the recipe is on ellisdownhome.com under Becky's Kitchen. And thanks for visiting. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.